Hey everyone, Damo here, back with another Boom Beach video, and in today's video guys, this is going to be episode number 2 of my VP push, and what we're going to be going over today is, I have a bunch of attacks to show off, including taking down global number 1 and global number 2 with warriors, I'm pretty sure, and then I'm also going to be talking more about my VP push, like the prep that I did, and sort of why I decided to do a VP push. So right now, as you can see, we're sitting at 1483 VP. I think in my last video I was at 1473, so we've gone up 10 points. And that leaves us in US number 22 and globally 172. So we're slowly creeping our way up the leaderboards. It's been a very rough, I would say like 32 hours in terms of getting raided. My base has just been rinsed, absolutely rinsed, since the I think since the Rainmakers arrived. I'm just getting absolutely ruined, and I think I counted in like a 24-hour space I got raided like 15 times, so it was pretty disappointing and pretty depressing to see all that VP disappear. Plus I was like busy with other stuff, so I wasn't able to keep my map clear. So I've only gone up 10 points since the last video. So what I'm going to cut to now is my attacks, and I'm going to start talking about my VP push and all that sort of stuff. So I'll talk to you in a second. Alrighty, so the first attack is going to be against global number 1. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about attacks today, but this was a pretty special one for me. Taking down global number 1 with all warriors, so I was pretty excited about that. So as you can see, we're going to make our way back all the way to the shield gen. He's 7 boosted ice, 1 shield gen, and I guess the idea is just to get back there, use bullet to taunt the shock blasters, the flamethrower and the machine gun. Then we're going to re-smoke and re-flare all the way back to the HQ, and boom, 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 we will be taking it down. So, as I said, today we're going to be talking about the prep side of things on my VP push, and sort of how it all began. So, what sort of inspired me like wanting to do a VP push was a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, there was a YouTuber called Max2015. And he did a VP push, and he posted a lot of videos and live streams and stuff like that. So I watched all that stuff, got me really excited about it. So back then I decided to do it myself. So I did a mini push. Well, I call it a mini push, it wasn't really a push. And I got up to 1132 VP. But I really struggled with, I don't know, going against the really tough bases. I just like, with warriors, when warriors is your only attack strategy, you're gonna struggle. So I got up to 1132. I didn't have a huge amount of powder saved. I think it maybe had like 500 powders. But yeah, I just couldn't do anything against the better bases. So I gave it up, and then I decided to like start focusing on doing like a proper prep and then a VP push after that. So I dropped down my VP back down to like 700, 600, whatever it was. Deployed Power Stone Chance. So I had 7 Power Stone Chants deployed for a long time. I think it was definitely at least 6 months, but probably as much as 8 months. And I was just super active every day, doing the daily events, Dr. T especially, because I'd always get, good amount of stones from him. Map clearing, all the NPC bases, player bases, all of that sort of stuff, just to get as many stones as possible to convert into powders. While I was doing that, I was also dabbling with a few other attack strategies. So I focused a lot on RCZM, so that I would be more comfortable when I was pushing again. So I did RCZM, I did a little bit of tank medic, green medic, and heavy Zuka. But I'm not great on heavy Zerk or anything, so I started like dabbling a bit more in attack strategies, just so I wouldn't be left like, not being able to take down certain bases because I didn't know certain troop combinations. So I did that, and yeah, as I said, I had the Power Stone chances deployed for a long time, saving up powder, and initially my goal was to get to 1500 powder, and I think I got there pretty quickly, but only having 3 offensive statues, it sort of, I don't know, I guess I started to lose interest in the game a bit, because you can't really do operations, or I couldn't do operations very well, and you just feel very weak when you've only got 3 offensive statues. I knew I was doing it for a reason, but I just sort of, I don't know, I started losing interest in the game, and got involved in other games, and so my push sort of went on the back burner. And to be fair, I didn't really play Boom Beach a whole lot for a year leading up to when I started posting on YouTube. So that was back in March, so a year previously I didn't really play a huge amount. I'd still log on, do like the daily events sometimes, or I would do Mega Crab, that sort of thing, but I didn't really play a whole lot. And then anyway, back in March, that's when I posted my first Boom Beach video, and then that's when I sort of officially started my push. So I was knocking around 500 VP, and I think I had around about 2400 powder at that time. And I guess I was just trying to find my place in like the Boom Beach YouTube community and stuff, and there wasn't really many people pushing. I think there's been a few that have done VP pushes, so I decided to do a VP push, but you can't really start a VP push at 500 VP, so I say I unofficially started then. That's when I like really started focusing on doing, daily map clears, sometimes even 2 times a day. Always making sure that my my map was clear and everything like that to spawn the most amount of bases possible. And then I started like climbing pretty quickly, and I think I flew from like 500 to 1200. Like it was pretty fast. I mean, it was obviously a few months, but it felt like it was going pretty quickly. And then once I hit 1200, that's when I started to slow down a little bit, because I don't know why, I just like started getting tougher bases, and I wasn't able to map clear as often as I wanted. But then once I got into 1300, it's sort of, I wouldn't say it sped up, but it was just very, what's the word I'm looking for? It was just, I just went up a helpful amount every day. Like I was going up like 5 or 10 VP every day or 2 days. So gradually made my way up to 1400, and then once I hit 1400, that's when I really started to feel the pressure of a VP push. So on paper, when you see like a 7 ice boosted base, you're like, it's not too bad. You can take it down with like tanks or Zookas or warriors or blah blah blah. But until you're actually coming up against these bases, you just, you have no idea. And then you've got the added pressure of like needing to get that base taken down so you can get that VP and also raise your percentage in the radar. But then you've also got to contend with not having enough gold. So there was a few bases that I was attacking last night. As you can see, we're taking down global number 2 right now as well, with a heavy Zuka rush. This one gets pretty tight towards the end, so stay tuned for that. But what was I saying? But yeah, and then once you start, you're going against these bases, and when you fail attacks, it gets so expensive. So I was failing a few tank green medic attacks last night, and I think it's like 500,000 gold to retrain. It's super pricey. And then you start really having troubles with gold. So thankfully in this tribe, we have the gold boost, which has been super handy. But for the most part, once you hit over 1400 VP, not VPP, and you start hitting these big bases, then you I start to struggle. So my VP slowed down once I hit 1400, but I was able to, what was I able to do? So basically what I did is I started just fully boosting more. So I was boosting 8 statues pretty much 2 times a day since I hit 1400. So I do a map clear like in the morning, early afternoon, and then I do a map clear after work. And then if there's times during the day, like outside of those map clears where I can like take down an NPC or take down a base that doesn't require too much boost or strategy, I'll do that. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I've done so far. I don't really go too much into detail about my prep because, to be honest, there wasn't a really whole lot of thought that went into it. But in terms of goals for the VP push, it's definitely getting tougher now. Like I'm at, like 1483 at the time of this, and it's good. I mean, I think it's pretty good. For me, it's good because I'm definitely not the best attacker, and I do have, as I said, 8 boosted ice going at a time. So, but I don't know. I'm just hoping to keep pushing as high as I can go. The next obvious milestone would be fire 1500 VP. That would be pretty cool to get to, just to be able to say that I got to 1500 VP. And then I think I'm just going to set myself smaller goals from there on. So it'll be like 1550, go up by 50 VP. And try and hold that VP as well. I'm already pretty deep into the US leaderboards. I think I'm knocking around like the mid 20s or whatever it is. So there's no real chance of dropping outside of that, but well, not for a while anyway. But I'm just going to try and keep pushing, keep clawing my way up. I would love to get into the top 10 in the US, but maybe it will happen, maybe it won't, I'm not too sure. So we're going to finish off, I think this is the last attack, and going with our trusty tank Gren's medic bullet with energy drink. And all these attacks are pretty much the same. I just need to get bullet out in front to tank those boom cannon shots, and it's pretty straightforward. So this guy's 5 boosted ice, it looks like. And yeah, so we're gonna just work our way into the HQ and take him down. So yeah, after this attack, I'm probably gonna finish off the video. So I hope that this gave you some sort of insight into like my VP push and how I am sort of approaching it. I think in the next video I'm gonna bring out, which will probably be in another week, will be, hopefully by then I would have reached 1500 VP. That's goal number 1, and then goal number 2, well not goal number 2, the thing that I want to talk about is things that surprised me about a VP push. Maybe I'll do like a top 5 things that surprised me about a VP push, and let you know sort of my thoughts and feelings about it. So definitely leave a comment below if you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the attacks, enjoyed hearing about what I have been talking about. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I was going to say one other thing, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, let me know any questions, any feedback, anything like that. I'm pretty open about everything. I'm not shy about showing off the powder that I've got. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm pretty much going to keep pushing until I get down to 500 power powders, I think. That's going to be my end date. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Thank you.